Welcome YouTubers, and this is my tutorial on how to solve the 3x3 Rubik's Cube, or any cube. This is a Rubik's Cube, as you can see. There's many different types of cubes, 3x3 cubes. So let's get started. So the first thing you need to do is learn where all about the pieces and where they are. So let's start with the centerpieces. So these are the centerpieces, this, and this, and this. So the centerpieces don't move, okay? They don't move at all. So if you see, as you can see, you can't twist it or turn it or anything like that. They always stay in one place. So now let's look at the edge pieces. These are the edge pieces, and as you can see, they can only move to other edges. So this can move to here, here, here. You get the point. So they can only move to other edges, and corner pieces can only be able to move to other corners. So it can move to here, 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 or here. Okay. So yeah. So those are the corners. So now let's look at this. So the white centerpiece is always opposite to the yellow centerpiece. The blue is always opposite to green, and red is always opposite to orange. Okay? So it'll help a little when you keep those things in mind. So yeah. So I'm going to start by shuffling this up, and then yeah. So I'm just shuffling it the best I can. So yeah, the hardest part I think about Rubik's cubes are basically shuffling it, I think. Yeah, okay, so this is a good enough shuffle. Let me see. Actually, I just want to do some arrangements so you'll kind of understand the concepts. Okay, so okay, let's start by finding an edge piece, any edge piece, okay? But not just any edge piece with white. So this is blue and white because we're gonna start on the white. We're gonna start with the white as our top color. We're gonna find any edge piece with white. So we found this edge piece with white, and now, so we need to move this with its center. So it was already aligned to its center here, as you can see. And now, first step of solving the cube is to build a cross. And see, we already got 2/4 done. It was a coincidence, but yeah. So we need to solve the cross, the white cross. So this all needs to be white. So as you can see, we can just turn this up, and as you can see, we got this whole 1/4. And as you can see, this is already lined up too. So the goal is to get a white here and these two blues, a white here and these two reds, a white here and these two greens, a white here and these two oranges. So let's look for another edge piece. I found this one right here. So we'll move it to its center, and then we can just twist it up again. And now we look for another one. The last one. Oh, there we go. So now it's on the bottom. If it's onto the side like this, if it's onto the side like that, then you can just twist it to the bottom, and then look for the correct centerpiece. And this is the orange centerpiece. So then, but if you twist it up, it's not going to work because we want this white to be here and this orange to be here. So in order to do that, we move this to the side, move this way, and bring it up. But then as you can see, our centerpiece is not aligned, so we just twist these two layers back. There we go. And now we got the cross. So let me just eliminate this. There we go. Okay, so now we solve the cross. Yay! So now what we need to do is solve the corners. So we want this corner to come, so okay, I'll tell you later. So the first step we need to do is find any corner with white. I found this corner with white, as you can see. And so what we need to do is we need to match this up. See, as you can see, it is white. It's white, red, and blue. So we need to match it up with white, red, and blue. So you can move this corner piece to here. So we need this to be in the middle of white, the white centerpiece, the red centerpiece, and the blue centerpiece. And as you can see, this is white, blue, and red. White, blue, and red. So we want this where we want it to be. Okay, so there's 3 chances. So if it's on the bottom, then you need to twist this down. So we're facing on white, right? So we need to twist this down. So now you'll see it comes over here. Twist this back twice, bring it up, and bring it back. And now it's to the right. And now, okay, this is a really simple thing to do. So what we want to do here is we want this to come up here, right? So what we do is we move it away, we bring this down, we move it back in, and you bring it up. That's all you do. Easy. And now, white, red, and blue, and then white, red, and blue. See? That's good. That's what we want. And now we have another corner piece. White, orange, and green. So we move it to its correct place. White, orange, and green. So this is white, orange, and green. So it's in the correct place. So what we need to do now is we want to face it, bring it away, bring this down, bring this in, and bring it up. And now we got this corner, white, orange, and green, white, orange, and green. See, there we go. And now we move this to the correct place because it's white, orange, and blue. So yeah, so we need to move, we already moved it to the correct place. White, blue, and orange. So now what we need to do is face it, and we move it away, we bring this down, we move it in, and you bring it up. And see, we have one last corner to go. Let's look for that. We found it right here. And since it's to the right, we move it away, we bring this down, we move this back, and you bring this up. And now, as you can see, we're done with the whole top layer. So all the corners are done and the cross is done, and look, the whole first layer is done. And these two are matching, these two are matching, these two are matching, and these two are matching. So now let's go to the second layer. So to do the second layer, the first thing we need to do is find any edge piece on the bottom without the yellow. Okay, so example for this, it's green and orange. So we find green and orange. So what we need to do first is we need to find the green centerpiece. So we match it with the green centerpiece. And then now what we do is, orange is the bottom color, right? So if we do it to the left, so it doesn't really matter if you do it to the right or to the left. What you need to do is you need to bring it away from the centerpiece. You bring the one with the centerpiece down. You bring this back. You bring this up. You bring this in. You twist it 90 degrees. You bring this down. You bring this back, and you bring it up. And now, as you can see, this edge piece is placed in. Now let's look for another one. And I found it. Red and blue. So we match it with the red centerpiece, and the blue is on the bottom. So right now it's to the right. So this is what we do. We move it away from the centerpiece. We bring the centerpiece side down. We bring this back. You bring it up. You turn it 90 degrees. Or how many degrees, whatever that is. You bring it this way. You bring it down. You bring it in. And you bring it up. And there you go. You see this corner is placed in now. And now we look for the this one. See, it's orange and blue. So as you can see, it's orange and blue. So since it's to the left, we do the same thing. We move it away from it. You bring it down. You bring it back. You bring it up. You bring it this way. You bring this down. You bring this in, and you bring it up. Okay? So now we're pretty close. So now we have the last one. See, it's this one. It's green and red. So red is to the right. So you bring this away. You bring it down. You bring this in. You bring it up. You bring it in, you bring this down, you bring this back, and you bring it up. And you're done with the second layer. Now, there are some cases when this happens. Here, 1 second, I just want to try to make that situation possible here. I'm trying to simulate it. 1 second. Sorry. Just want to simulate something which happens. Okay, so I hope it, yeah, good. So there's something when this happens, when all of these are yellow, as you can see. So that means these two are supposed to be switched maybe with these two, and these two must be switched with these two. Or maybe it's just one edge which is twisted. So what you need to do is you just do it normally. You do an algorithm normally. You see, first you need to see the edge piece which is incorrect, and then you just do the algorithm again. You bring this to the left, you bring this down, you bring this back, you bring it up, you bring it this way, you bring it down, you bring it back, and you bring it up. Okay? And now, as you can see, now we have this corner because it came from here. So we move it to the corner we found it from. Sorry, edge where we found it from, or place where we found it from. And now this needs to go here. So you move it away, you bring it down, you bring it back, you bring it up, you bring it this way, you bring it down, you bring it back, and finally you bring it up. And now you got this edge piece. And now we want it to go here. So you bring it away, you bring it down, you bring it back, you bring it up, you bring it this way, you bring it down, you bring it back, and you bring it up. And now we solved the second layer. Congratulations if you made it this far on your first try. So now what we want to do, I can't simulate this for you. So, okay, so you'll either have a dot like this. Forget about the corners. Forget about the corners. On the bottom side, on the yellow side, you will either have a dot, you will have like an L shape, like this. You will have a bar, or you will have the cross. And what we want is the cross. So what we do first is, let's just say we pretend we have this, okay? And I can't simulate that for you because I don't know how to do that. So I'm sorry guys, if you have it like this, then you just do the algorithm. Any place you want to start, anywhere. And then the algorithm I'm about to show you now. And then you'll have something like this, okay? And when you have it like this, you can just follow my instructions. So if you have it like this, and don't worry, if you have the bar or if you have the cross, just please wait. So, okay, so what you want to do is you want to make sure that this like L-shaped thing is like backwards to the basically on the bottom left, the top left, and you do this algorithm. Well, not algorithm, series of twists and turns. You bring this way, you bring it up, you bring it in, you bring this down, you bring this back, and you twist this down. And as you can see, we have a bar now. And if you have a bar, you can join us. You do the same algorithm. You bring it this way. You bring it up. You bring it in. You bring it down. You bring it in. And you bring it down. Finally. And you have the cross. Congratulations if you made it that far. Now, so now what we need to do is we need to align the cross. So to align it, that means this needs to be blue, this needs to be orange, this needs to be green, and this needs to be red. Okay, so that means you basically have a cross for every one of them. But I don't have it for any of them. So what we want to do is we want to twist it one to the right. Okay? And see, now this one's matching, this one's not matching, this one's not matching, and this one's not matching. So if that doesn't happen, you twist it once again. And now you have these two matching and these two not matching. So, let's see. Yeah, okay. So let's just say you have it like this. So you should have at least two aligned correctly. So if it's to the far side, like if you have one correct here and one correct here, then you make it so that it is faced towards you. One correct one is faced towards you, and the other correct one is faced away from you. And you do this algorithm which I'm about to show you. But if you have it like this, then you make it so that one incorrect one is straight towards you, and one incorrect one is on the right. So if you have one in the front and one in the back, you need to do the algorithm twice, or series of twists and turns twice. Well, but yeah, I'll guide you through it. No problem. So you need to, if you have it like this, you need to make sure that one incorrect one is towards you and one is to the right. And you do this algorithm. You lift up the right, you spin the top twice, you lift this down, you bring this down, you bring it up, you bring it in, and you bring this down. Okay? And now, if you had it like this correct one and this correct one and these two are incorrect, now you will have it so that these two are correct and these two are incorrect. So then you do the same thing. You lift up the top, you spin the top twice, you lift this down, you bring this back, you lift it up, you lift it in, and you bring it down. You can just go back and check it out. So now, if you were following me, like what I did, it looks like everything's messed up. But you can just bring this back, and this is aligned, this is aligned, this is aligned, and this is aligned. So now what we need to do is now we need to place in the corners. And placing in the corners doesn't mean this is this is yellow, this is green, and this is orange. I mean, this is white. Sorry, it doesn't mean that this part is white, yellow, this part is green, or this part is orange. It means that it has those three colors contained in that corner. So let's see. Good. So I don't have any. So if you have one corner placed in, just wait, okay? But if you have none like me, just watch. So you can start anywhere, and you do this algorithm. You lift up the left, you spin the top once to the left, this way. You lift up the right, you bring it back, you bring this down, you bring this in, and you bring it down, and you bring it back. And as you can see, you might have one corner correct by then, and if you don't, you just keep doing the algorithm until you get one corner correct. And when you have one corner correct, it doesn't mean that it's oriented correctly. It was just oriented correctly because of luck. And then now you still have these three corners to deal with. So now you make it so that the correct one is on the bottom right, and you lift up the left, you spin the top once, you lift up the right, you bring the top back, you lift this down, you bring it in, you bring it down, and you bring it back. And as you can see, all my corners are correct. And if they're not, just do it one more time, and it'll definitely work. No problem. So now, we need to finally orient these corners, okay? Orienting the corners. So now, orienting the corners is like the easiest part of the whole thing, and finishing the cube. So what we need to do, we need to make it so that one of the incorrect ones is facing our bottom right, and oh man, this is not cool. Okay, so anyway, so what you do is if it's facing to the right, you do this. You bring this down, you bring this back, you bring this up, and you bring this back. And you do it twice. You bring this down, you bring this back, you bring it up, and you bring it back. And now, as you can see, this is all messed up, but don't worry about it. It'll become good later. And now this is oriented correctly. So now don't change the grip on your cube and twist it. Okay, let's just pretend it was on the left, okay? If it was on the left, you would twist this back, you would twist this down, you would bring this back, and you would bring it up, you twist this down, you bring it in, you bring it back, and you bring it up, okay? So, and then this would be oriented correctly. And now it's on the left, so I'll just show you. You twist it down, you bring it down, you bring it in, you bring it up, you twist it back, you twist it down, you bring it in, and you bring it up. And then it'll be oriented correctly, as you can see. And now you twist it to the right, and then now you can just bring it down, bring it back, bring it up, and bring it in. You bring it down, you bring it back, you bring it up, and you bring it in. And then you might not have solved the cube. You might have one last one to deal with, but you can just see the last part of the video and you'll just figure it out. But I solved the cube. Yay! Congratulations if you have solved the cube with my tutorial. Please like and subscribe for more future videos. Thank you. Yeah.